What has science done? Hello, Miss World YouTube. We're back with more Fallout 4. We're talking to this guy and do things now.
Everything looks good on my end. You ready to see if this thing actually works?
Sure.
Let's do this.
You sure? Okay. Your part is simple. Just step onto the platform. I'll start scanning for an Institute signal to lock onto. Then, I fire her up and we see what happens.
Away!
Getting cold feet? I don't blame you.
Are we doing this?
Okay, hold
Hey,
real
dog meat.
still. I don't want any corruption of the molecular beam. By the way, I figured this was a golden opportunity to find out as much as we can about the Institute and what they're up to.
What are you doing over
Now,
there?
This holotape's all set
Okay.
with a program that will scan their network and download anything it finds. Uh-oh. Yeah, we better hurry. And don't worry about that tubing wiggling around. It's, just there for decoration.
We have duct tape, man.
Okay.
Just-
Scanning for the Institute signal.
I think you glitched out. I think you're supposed to be over there.
And
Are you a
got it.
synth?
Hold on to your butt.
Are you a synth? We're in. I'm gonna loot the place. I see it's actually kind of awesome. Just looks cool. Alright. Alright. Just in case I want to do that later. Ooh.
Hello.
I'm hearing voices again.
I wondered if you might make it here. You're quite resourceful. I am known as Father. The Institute is under my guidance. I know why you're here. I'd like to discuss things with you face to face.
Right, now I could break that.
Please, step into the elevator.
Alright, let's see what else I can break. Institutionalized. Alright, well, let's see where this takes us. There's more lights to break. I'm all for it.
It's stuck.
Take your stuff. Alright. There. Gotta leave my mark on the place. Oh, okay.
I can only imagine what you've heard, what you think of us. I'd like to show you that you may have the wrong impression.
Ooh, how big is this?
Welcome to the Institute.
Holy crap!
This is the reality of the Institute. This place, these people, the work we do. For over 100 years, we've dedicated ourselves to humanity's survival. Decades of research, countless experiments.
This
and
place is
trials,
just a not
a
evil
shared vision
vault.
of how science can help shape the future.
I love it.
It has never been easy. And our actions are often misinterpreted by those above ground.
Those dirty surface dwellers.
Someday, perhaps, we can show them what we've
Let me out.
accomplished.
I'm claustrophobic.
But for now, we must remain underground.
Okay, thank you. Do you have
There's
more
too
lights I
much
can
at
break?
stake here to risk it all. As you've seen, things above are unstable. I'd like to talk to you about what we can do for everyone. But that can wait. You are here for a specific, personal reason. You are here for your son.
I suppose. Ding. Oh, I guess we're going up now. So that hallway is just going to lead you to another elevator. I just have a hallway.
Sean?
Huh? Yes, I'm Sean.
Sean? Is that really you?
Who are you?
Sean, it's me. I'm your dad.
Father, what's going on? What's happening?
Sean, are you okay? You're not hurt, are you?
What's going on? Father? Father!
Shh. It'll be okay, Sean. I'm here now.
I don't know you. Go away. Father! Father, help me! There's someone here, help me!
Please,
Father?
Sean. I'm your
Father,
father.
help me!
Talk to me.
He's trying to take
Just
me.
open the door.
Father, help me!
But you...
Sean. S923, recall code Cirrus.
You've made him a robot!
Fascinating, but disappointing. The child's responses were not at all what I anticipated. He's a prototype, you understand. We're only just now beginning to explore the effects of extreme emotional stimuli. Please try and keep an open mind. I recognize that you are emotional, and that your journey here has been fraught with challenges. Let's start anew. I am Father. Welcome to the Institute.
Father? That's your name? Your title?
Father is my unofficial title. It's what I've come to mean to the people of the Institute, just as you mean to your son, to Sean.
I'll make this very simple. Where is my son?
He's here, in the Institute. Closer than you think. But I need you to realize that this situation is far more complicated than you could have imagined. You have traveled very far, and suffered a great deal to find your son. Well, your tenacity and dedication have been rewarded. It's good to finally meet you. After all this time. It's me. I am Sean. I am your son.
How is that even possible?
I know this is a lot to take in. In the vault, you had no concept of the passage of time. You were released from your pod and went searching for the son you'd lost. But then you learned that your son was no longer an infant, but a 10-year-old boy. You believed that 10 years had passed. Is it really so hard to accept that it was not 10, but 60 years? That is the reality. And here I am, raised by the Institute, and now its leader.
But why? Why take a child? Why take you?
Ah, now that's the question, isn't it? Why me? At that time, the year 2227, the Institute had made great strides in synth production. But it was never enough. Scientific curiosity and the goal of perfection drove them ever onward. What they wanted was the perfect machine. So they followed the best example thus far. The human being. Walking, talking, fully articulate, capable of anything.
So the weird science experiments needed specimens. That's why they took you.
In a manner of speaking. Yes. The Institute endeavored to create synthetic organics. The most logical starting point, of course, was human DNA. Plenty of that was available, of course. But it had all become corrupted. In this wasteland, radiation affected everyone. Even in their attempts to shield themselves from the world above, members of the Institute had been exposed. Another source was necessary. But then the Institute found me, after discovering records from Vault 111. An infant, frozen in time, protected from the radiation-induced mutations that had crept into every other human cell in the Commonwealth. I was exactly what they needed. And so it was my DNA that became the basis of the synthetic organics used to create every human-like synth you see today. I am their father. Through science, we are family. The synths, me, and you.
And you've been down here the whole time?
I have. Yes. I know you must have questions. Please. Anything I can do to help you understand.
Your mother. She never got to see you grow
I never
up.
see you grow up either.
Yes. What happened to her was... I've gone over the records of the incident, of course. It seems her death was an unfortunate bit of collateral damage.
Collateral damage? Is that all she was to you?
I forget that it's been such a short time for you. I don't have any direct memories. And I've had my entire life to cope with the loss. Has it always been easy? Of course not. But I've done my best to move on and live my life. For many years, I never questioned who my parents were. I accepted my situation, and that was that. With old age comes regret. And asking what if more often. But what matters now is that you and I have a chance to begin again. What else can I say to ease your mind?
Kellogg. He worked for you?
Kellogg. He was an Institute asset long
yeah, he
before
kidnapped
I
you.
arrived here. It wasn't until I became director that I learned of all the things he'd done. What kind of man he was.
You knew the man was a psychopath, but you used him anyway?
I don't expect you to understand or agree with the decision. The Institute took advantage of Kellogg's vicious nature. I will freely admit that. Institute technology prolonged his life, and his usefulness far beyond any normal human lifespan. He never failed the Institute, but his cruelty became more apparent with every completed objective. I won't lie. It's no coincidence your path crossed his. It seemed a fitting way to allow you, us, to have some amount of revenge. What else can I say to ease your mind?
Why'd you have his own synths turn on him?
So you're in charge of the Institute?
I am the acting director, yes. I spent decades working to reach this point. It's a responsibility I take very seriously.
I'm glad he's in charge. What if he was just like a grunt? That'd been awkward.
It's important. It really is humanity's best hope for the future. No
Yeah,
matter
Big
what
MT is
those
pretty
above
awesome.
ground might think of us.
They need your help, Sean. It's rough up there, to say the least.
Oh, we've tried that. Surprised? The Institute once tried to help create a stabilized Commonwealth government. It ended in bickering, infighting. It was a disaster. No. We look after our own now. Ultimately, the Commonwealth has nothing to fear from us. Whatever you've seen or heard, I know I can convince you of that. Just give me time. I know there's more for us to discuss. But the Institute is on the verge of some important breakthroughs. Your presence would be appreciated as we approach them. I've been a part of
You want me to
something
kill things?
amazing here.
Gotcha, fam.
I've helped to build a life for myself and the people of the Institute. And now, after all these years, you have an opportunity to help with that. Doesn't that intrigue you? Isn't that what you want?
Yes, that's what I want.
I know. I know you've been through so much.
In the past
I'm
20
pleased to
days,
see it has not
I have gone
impaired
through
your
a
judgment.
lifetime.
Forgive me. I'd assume that after everything I'm sure you've seen above ground, you would be more than a bit biased against us. There is much to be done. You'll need time to acclimate yourself, a chance to become acquainted with our procedures.
I'll do whatever it takes. It's worth it.
I am glad to hear that. The Institute is now your home, as much as it is mine. Please take some time, get to know it. Meet the people you'll be working with. You'll want to introduce yourself to the division heads. Dr. Fillmore in Facilities, Dr. Ayo in SRB, Dr. Holdren in Bioscience. And finally, Dr. Lee in
I know someone last
Advanced
in
Systems.
Maholdren that's in
They've all
bioscience. I
been
don't like that.
notified
This
of
is
your
weird
arrival,
now.
of course.
This game knows
Meet
me
them.
too well.
And then we'll discuss what comes next.
That's adorable. Where can I get a trifold American flag? That's probably a prop I can like buy for $50 off Amazon.
Almost done. I just need to tighten up this primary drive servo.
That's the third primary drive breakdown this month. As far as I'm
Do you
concerned,
want me to
the
fix
phase-out
it?
on these older models can't come soon enough.
Oh, I don't know.
So are you a
Most of them
synth
have
or a
lasted
person? A
long
synth
past
that
their
fixes. Are you all
projected
synths?
lifespans. If you ask me, they were built pretty well.
I can't argue with that. Even so, I'm ready to see the full Gen 3 roll out.
Nah, you're pretty
There we
obviously a
go.
synth.
All set. Unit, you can return to duty.
Wait, is that a child over there?
Doctor,
Thanks again.
Of course.
You weren't kidding. You really are here. Well, all right. I'm Allie Fillmore. You can think of me as the Institute's chief engineer. When Father told us about you, I could hardly believe it. You've been through so much, I think most people would have just given up. If you don't mind my asking, what was it that kept you going all that time?
I just wanted to find my son and keep him safe.
Now that you've found him, I hope you're proud of the great man he grew up to be. Now, I'll give you a quick rundown of the Facilities Division, and then I'll answer any questions you might have afterward. As you might guess, we keep the Institute's mechanical and electrical systems running smoothly. We maintain and upgrade all of the systems that make it possible to live and work in a place like this. There's a lot of machinery behind these walls that recycles the air and water and provides power to the laboratories and quarters. The work we do might not be as exciting as some of the other departments, but it's at least as important. So, now that you're here and you've spoken to Father, does that mean you're on board?
Absolutely.
Oh, good to hear. It'll be a load off Sean's mind. Take your time. Get yourself acquainted. There's a lot to take in. Plenty of things you won't find topside. If there's anything else you'd like to know about the Facilities Division, I'm happy to discuss it.
It must be a challenge to meet the power demands of a place like this.
Absolutely. We scratch and scrape for every precious ounce of voltage that we can.
I'm sure if
Over
those
the
lights
years,
right behind you.
we've learned a few tricks that help supplement our power budget. When necessary, we can tap into select sources on the surface. We take only what we need, of course. Fortunately, Advanced Systems is always working on new solutions to generate more energy. It's a good thing, too, because the demand is always increasing. You don't even want to know what a single use of the molecular dematerializer consumes.
The what?
We're all looking forward to working with you.
Alright, well, this might seem kind of crappy because I know I'm cutting it short, but this is actually the second time I walked through all of this because the video got messed up, so I'm gonna end it here, and then we'll do our Explore of the Institute. We'll have like a full episode of that, so like, subscribe, etc., etc., and I'll see you guys then. Bye.